peasants consuming strange magical mushrooms, large burly men knocking each other up with long pointy objects, extremely powerful wizards, and of course, ultimate battles to the death. Congratulations, my friend, you have fell asleep and awoken in the strange mythical world of Medieval Rimworld. It looks like you'll be here for a minute, so while you get your bearings, I'll tell you the story of a knight who started from nothing and worked his way to become king of all the lands. His name was Sir Leonardo Megachad. Sir Megachad was a knight who swore his oath to a king for exactly 1 year. After receiving his fair share of silver, learning much about the land, and sharpening his sword, he sought to create his very own kingdom where people could live freely. But before he can create his kingdom, he must find a way to survive the harsh frontier of the Rimworld grasslands. So the first thing he did was begin to construct his own personal home to protect him from the natural elements. But much like any great story of a hero, one must experience pain to fuel their need for vengeance. Oh, so this death stinger is what this spawned? And it produces jelly, but it's already killing this cat here. I'm kind of wondering if I can kill this thing. Oh wait, is this my cat? Wait, this is my pet cat! I thought this was some random ass cat! He's killing my fucking cat! No way I didn't bring a sword with me. No way I did this spawn and I didn't spawn in with a fucking sword. Are you kidding me? Alright, you know what? Fuck it, dude. We're saving our cat. I thought that was a random cat it was attacking. I didn't realize that. No, he's eating my... Okay. Alright, fuck him up. Come on. Oh, wait. Dude, we didn't even get scratched. Hell yeah. Save my cat. I'm so sorry I left behind. Don't think I'll ever let that happen to you again. Oh, no. He got his paw bitten off, dude. Look, okay. That thing might have fucked my cat up, but it left behind some jelly. And I'm gonna be real, that's kind of way more important. So... Megachad decided to destroy this rewarding yet dangerous spawn of hornets near him in order to protect his future colony. In doing so, he realized the hornets produce a dangerous yet very effective drug, similar to Viagra. Now, by consuming it, you received a buff that lets you go hard all day and all night long. But immediately after, you receive a mind-shattering headache. This would be an extremely valuable resource to keep for potential raids later. But in the meantime, we decided to expand our base. In medieval times, you need to first saw raw wood into planks before you could go on to build bigger and better things. Another issue with medieval times is there's no way to keep things frozen without winter aiding you. So instead of freezing our butchered meat, we opted to dry it out instead in the sun. However, because we live near the ocean, floods and rain were a constant issue that made drying meat very difficult. But floods and rain means fertile soil. So we took advantage of the lands by planting cabbages. But it looked like Sir Megachad's crazy cat started to become a problem. Food was starting to become scarce, and he was eating all the meat in the base. So I had to take matters into my own hands. You motherfucking kitty. Stop eating my meat. Cat, stop eating my meat right now. Don't you ever come here. No. You want to eat people's meat? Yeah, I'm gonna take your meat, bro. If you want to eat people's meat, I'm gonna take your meat. That's just how it is. Your meat gets taken. Better not touch anybody's meat again, bro. Hopefully you'll learn. Alright, let's get back to farming. After sterilizing my cat, I think he seemed to understand that taking other people's meat was now a bad thing. So now I could focus on food growth for my colony. The only issue is we simply didn't have enough hands for the mass production of food I was trying to achieve. Normally, we'd just ask some stinky peasants to do our dirty work, but it seems like no one really wanted to join our thriving colony. It wasn't until Chinchilla the Dusty decided to stay at our base that we finally had a helping hand. Okay, so a desperate refugee named Chinchilla is approaching. Chinchilla claims to woken up from a crypto sleep all alone and friendless. Damn, and no bitches. Chinchilla begs you for permission to stay at the colony for 11 days so she can rest and regroup. She offers to work and fight. I mean, this is an indentured slave, bro. Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's take it. That's a free indentured slave right there. I'm down. Let's look at Chinchilla. Okay, so Chinchilla just happens to have like some of the worst possible stats, bro. You know, a troop is a troop, bro. If I can like end up taking her into my colony, I'm gonna do that. As Chinchilla temporarily joined my aid, I let her know of the vision I had for my kingdom. Big bustling walls, thousands of slaves tending to the field, gladiators fighting trolls in arenas. My kingdom was to become the one and only true rightful nation of the lands. As I explained myself, she mentioned that we should probably give our kingdom a name. So I decided to call our faction the Nutbreakers, and our kingdom was named the House of Backshots, to fit within the medieval theme. The second Chinchilla arrived, she immediately got to work, helping create the layout for several rooms, kitchens, and storage spaces I had yet to work on. Work was going well, and we began creating the foundations for my kingdom. The mystical god Randy of randomness decided to present several things to us while we did. Who is this random guy? You know what? We'll take him. Fuck it. Oh, hamsters. Are those hamsters? Is that how you spell hamsters? No way that's how you spell hamsters, bro. What the fuck? That is not a hamster. Damn, what is a dare? Oh shit. What the fuck is that? Oh my god. I am not touching that shit. What the fuck is that? Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm personally good on that. Wood was extremely scarce in the grasslands, but after expanding my surroundings, I noticed several remains and contraptions left behind that looked like the aftermath of a war that took place long ago. After breaking down such structures, it yielded us enough wood to begin completing some of the architecture for our base. Over time, rice began to slowly grow around our base, bringing in a constant supply of food for our colony. But as one door opens, another one closes. And soon, our cat Crazy came face to face with the mighty bear deer. A deer is wait, what? This thing... Bro, why is my life like this? This thing hunts... It's a deer! Why is it hunting my cat? I have put my life on the line so much for this fucking cat, dude. And I don't know if I'm willing to do it this time. Am I just gonna let this bitch die? Oh, well. Alright, well, I guess I didn't have a choice. You know, the cat lived a good life. The cat lived a good life, dude. It got hit one time and died. Did not stand a fucking chance. Damn. Tore his neck right off. Oh, and then he ate it. Well, I didn't even get time to grieve the fucking cat. Alright, well. With the cat being the only thing that kept Sir Chad calm, he finally broke and erupted with a flame of anger. Immediately, he began Chris breezing Chinchilla and beat the absolute crap out of her. Much like John Wick, the death of his cat was turning Sir Mega Chad into an absolute monster. He was willing to kill anything and everyone in his sight in order to avenge him. But directly after the fight, Sir Mega Chad felt horrible for what he did to Chinchilla and immediately began to heal the damage he caused and apologized. But Chad and Chinchilla were not going to make it much longer in this village together. Thankfully, a group of visitors began to wander into the House of Backshots. They were from House Ambiois. The visitors contained a swordsman and a farmer. More than anything, we needed a farmer. So immediately we began trying to subdue the both of them. But the two of them did not go down without a fight. Chinchilla and Chad were both extremely injured, bleeding out on the very ground that we had so much dreams and aspirations for. Chad got to work healing Chinchilla before collapsing in pain. It didn't help that right before Chad had just Chris breezed her, so she was already injured. But as soon as Chad collapsed, Chinchilla grabbed Sir Chad's fleeting life and healed him before he died. Her skills were meager and she spread an infection, but that's much better than death. As we began healing our people back to health, a random woman named Lydia crashed down from the sky. We're just getting colonists after colonists right now. Hell yeah, I'll take a random colonist, dude. What is she, a waster? Oh, she's a dirt mole. Bro, she's a dirt digger, hell yeah. Dirt diggers have strong melee. And they have, bro, I'm telling you, dirt diggers is one of the best xenotypes. Dirt diggers are UV sensitive, which means they have negative 20% speed in sunlight and they minus 12 mood. Okay, so yeah, I'll just keep her inside. She'll be a house digger. She's an artist. Oh, and she's ugly as shit. That's fine though. She's good at mining. She's decent at social. We'll take her. We'll take her. She's got paralytic ambasia for 31 days? Oh no, bro. She's just gonna be in the iron lung for 31 days straight, dude. That sucks. As we accepted our new colonists, things slowly began to become better and better. We slowly healed our prisoners back to health, created the food we needed to feed them, and even took care of our paralyzed medieval dirt digger, Lydia. But when Chinchilla felt her job was done, she decided it was time to leave our colony. But this is something I couldn't stand for. I had spent a lot of time and a lot of work on Chinchilla, so I captured her as yet another prisoner in my cell, and like the others, slowly began converting her to my colony. But after capturing Chinchilla, I was now facing a huge issue. I was just one colonist in charge of farming, cooking, building, keeping and converting prisoners, feeding them, and so much more. I felt like there was absolutely no progression being made in my society. He wants you to take care of his favorite pet, Crow, Alan. Bro, I need new people. I need new people. Fuck it. Let's get a new person. I'll take care of your crow. Just give me a new person. Soon, Lydia developed gutworms, which cost me nearly all of the food in my colony. And on top of that, Rushlin decided to go on a berserk while in prison. Bro, he is still having a mental break right now, and these poor prisoners cannot eat. They're gonna starve to death. Please, bro, I need you to feed the prisoners. Get up. They're literally gonna starve, they're gonna prison break, and then they're gonna fucking kill the Mega, bro. Oh, no, now they're fighting? No! Stop it! Someone stop him! I can't even do anything. Oh, Owen beat his ass though. What am I can't do anything right now. My guy is currently in a daze right now while everyone is bleeding out on the floor in the prison. This is horrible. After Chinchilla got Chris breezied for the second time now, and everyone in prison lay there bleeding on the floor while Sir Chad was out having a mental break, it seemed like a swift and short end was coming to my colony. But like a gift from God, we received a quest to accept a fully armored colonist as long as we became enemies of the Shattered Empire. The Shattered Empire is extremely powerful, but I had no choice but to accept this new colonist. I need this. I'm just gonna accept this quest, bro. I'm gonna accept this quest. The Empire's gonna raid me, I know, but I need something, bro. Right now, anything is better than this. Please don't let this guy die. Is he gonna immediately die? Don't do this to me, game. Don't do this to me right now. Don't do this to me. He's gonna immediately fucking die, isn't he? I hate myself. I hate myself for launching Rimworld. That was the issue. I should have never launched this game to begin with. That was the issue from the beginning. Oh God. He's so fast. Why is he so fast? The bugs can't even fucking catch up with him, dude. Oh, he can get up. Run for your little life. Run for your little life, dude. Come on. Please. Just get out of range. Oh, Lord have mercy. Now, what you just saw might have looked like Nico died and our colony is now doomed. But what really happened is Mega Chad was just having a really bad dream. And when he actually joined this time, he was able to escape the Hornets before theoretically dying. And it looked like this time when the Raider spawned, he was the unlucky one who got swarmed by Hornets. Now that I was able to focus on doctoring and wardening while Nico handled the cooking, I was able to save my prisoners who were literally on the verge of death. This was due to a little bit of malnutrition, so I fed them the cabbages that I had planted. But Rimworld is a game meant to make you suffer more and more. And soon a flood spawned that caused nearly all of my crops to be wiped out before I could even harvest most of them. So we grabbed what we could and immediately stored it. But regardless of being in a constant state of despair, our colonists found some source of happiness in all of this. After Owen beat the living crap out of Rushlin doing his prison break, Rushlin decided to propose to her. I don't know, I guess that's how he decides to find who's right for him, by beating them and then getting counterbeat. Don't ask me. And not long after several conversion attempts, Owen decided to join our colony. She was now a fully fledged colonist married to a criminal in prison who beat the living crap out of her. With Owen being the wonderful farmer they are, we now have a full-time cook, a full-time farmer, and a full-time doctor and warden. Our colony was finally starting to look up. However, as we gained Owen, we soon lost Lydia to the flu. But let's be real, she was definitely more hurtful than helpful as a colonist, so this is kind of a dub. With less mouths to feed, we now had more order, and our colonists were begging for a leader. So, on the 2nd of September, we dubbed Sir Leonardo Megachad as the divine dictator of the House of Backshots. After becoming the divine dictator, Chad needed a way to display his power. After all, his religion is supremacy, and it revolved around showing extreme nationalism as the one and only nation. A group of travelers are including a child are approaching looking for help. They're begging for 5 heal root. Fuck that, I'm not giving you heal root, dude. They're not part of any faction. I'm gonna arrest them and execute them, especially the child. Oh, and bro, they're filthy trough diggers? They're trough diggers and dirt diggers, bro. I'm actually about to execute them. And we really need this right now because, like I said, things are not going good. And we're starving. We're all ravenously starving. Executing this person is literally the stepping stone to having a better society. I don't know why there's a bunch of tumbleweeds going across in my damn village, but hell yeah, somehow that went well. During the execution, a lonely mage had ventured into the village, but was destroyed immediately by a swarm of hornets. He was from the Magical Academy and wielded an extremely powerful magic item that set flame to its enemies and blocked projectiles with a magic barrier. So after fighting through the hornets, we took his weapons, food, and even his clothes. Just in time as we geared ourselves, we received our first true raid from the nation of Boca. Although we didn't have walls, our base was still well defended. To the east lived a hive that would immediately attack any passerbys that ventured near it, and to the north lied the river which began to recede from the floods, but crossing it would slow down opponents while we shot them down. As the first soldier began to attack the hive's spawn, we used our expert archers and crossbowmen to shoot down the raiding Burkamen. This was a huge success for our colony. We had finally defended our lands against our first attack, and as the floods of the river receded, we again had access to our fertile soil to once more grow food. And for once, the mental breaks were finally starting to slow down. Soon, a bison grew mad and began to attack the colonists in our village, but Chad was finally able to use his crisp breezing skills on enemies instead of innocent women. And he absolutely demolished the bison with his newfound magical weapon, setting it ablaze with every hit. But as we were distracted by the bison, Rushlin and Chinchilla took this as an opportunity to start a prison break. Prison break? Now you guys want to do a fucking prison break? Are you serious right now? Oh god. I've been spending so long trying to convert these fucking people and they took my weapons. I don't have any weapons equipped on these guys either. Do I even want them, bro? I'm trying to decide if I even want these people on my team anymore. They have been such a fucking pain in the ass to take care of. Maybe this is for the best, dude. Owen, fuck him up. You're not taking my sword. What are you doing? He's fucking vomiting. Owen's fucking vomiting. I can't catch up to them. Owen's fucking vomiting in the middle of trying to catch someone. Owen, what are you doing? Go catch him! He's getting away! Catch his ass, Owen. Okay. Here we go. We're winning this fight. We're winning this fight here. There we go. Did he even get hit? Oh, he got a couple bruises, dude. We're so good. I don't even want Chinchilla anymore. I spent so long trying to take care of her ass. Go home. Fuck you, bro. Don't come back either. Little asshole. Honestly, I am ecstatic that she is no longer here. I am so happy she's no longer here. As Chinchilla escaped and we beat Owen's husband back into submission, Owen started to take up a new religion as someone who believes in spaceships. A concept that had no meaning in the medieval ages. But he's really mad that everyone's diverse. Mega does not like diversity. Like I said, he's very anti-DEI, so we do have to fix that. We're gonna need to take away all the DEI and make everyone a hive mind. I like how this guy fucking Owen, he has the starship ideology, right? But we're in the fucking medieval ages, so starships, like, ships don't even exist. So he's just like fantasizing about this, like, this ideology that doesn't even exist. He's like, wouldn't it be cool if we had like flying saucers in the sky? So everyone's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? You need to stop taking the random mushrooms laying around. As it was clear new religions were starting to become a problem in my society, I threw a celebratory party to remind people of how awesome it was to be a part of the one and only true ideology. And then we're about to have a big ass party. My Diddy faction is about to have the craziest party, bro. Okay, begin prime celebration. Look at this, we got a lectern. 74 quality, tell me that's not the most fun experience of your life. If you were 74% more happy right now, you'd actually be, you would be so fucking happy, bro. Come on. This is our first Diddy party, unless you count the execution we did, but I don't know if that counts as a Diddy party. Meat in the corner, you always need meat in the corner, bro. I bet you if you look in the corner of your room right now, you probably have meat sitting there. Rushlin is hearing the Diddy party through the walls, and hopefully that's gonna keep his certainty up. I'd like to think he was very jealous of everything that went on without him. With the party going extremely well, it was time to take advantage of this slight moment of respite. Rushlin was now our only prisoner, and food was no longer an issue like it used to be. But our king, Sir Megachad, was greedy, and we needed to make him happy. So we began works on creating his very own bedroom. After some time, we finally converted the steadfast warrior Rushlin to our religion, and eventually he joined our colony. Immediately, he got to work mining all the valuable resources around the base, including gold and iron ore that we could soon craft into weapons and armor. And before we knew it, winter was upon us. But in the coastal grasslands, the only issues to worry about during winter were floods and the constant downpour of rain. As food and ore became a normal supply in our village, we worked on making Megachad's bedroom even more impressive by giving him limestone floors. We even made an excellent straw bed, which was a work of art for our divine leader's room. Once that was created, we began work on smoothing the floors to make everything start to look a little bit more beautiful and cause less mental breaks for our colonists. As time went on, our nation finally started to become more and more powerful. We grew more food, we mined more gold, and we stole even more weapons. But it seemed like the other nations started to take note of this. And soon, we were greeted by the most powerful raid yet, a devastatingly large attack from House Hess. But thankfully, Lady Luck was on our side, because I was visited by some wizards who wielded enchanted weapons. These are some of the most powerful weapons in medieval times. The mages used their enchanted weapons to cast all types of incantations on the soldiers, while Owen shot them in the back with his crossbow. Soon, 2 soldiers went down, but while we were distracted, a soldier named Dachi began setting fire to my base. Luckily, Sir Megachad readily waited for any flanks in our defenses, and within a matter of seconds, the battle was over, and Dachi lay there bleeding on the ground. As I prepared to execute him, I realized his skills were more than exceptional. This guy's from House Hess. He's kind of just like an overall good pawn. He's an undergrounder with good at mining. He's got jogger. He's a swordsman. This guy's just kind of goated, actually. He's got amazing stats. Oh my god, look at all the bread, bro. Look at all the literal bread. Let's go. Oh, dude, and they had some good swords and shields, too. After healing our prisoner Dachi back to good health, the conversion process slowly began. And soon, we accepted a quest to fend off several wolves in exchange for some gold. The wealth of our colony was now overflowing. We had research, barracks, impressive rooms, and we had a steady supply of prisoners. And as our village became more well defended, others started deeming it as a safe haven. We soon received word of a 10-year-old adventurer looking to join our colony. His name was Maguire, and without hesitation I accepted the quest. But I probably should have read it a little bit more, because I soon found out he was being chased by imps. Now, imps were extremely dangerous to my kingdom since my base was made entirely of wood, and if I didn't act quickly, my kingdom would be burnt to ashes within seconds. Thankfully, our soldier Rushlin was an extremely good footman. After hiding behind their line of sight, it was much easier to engage the imps in one-to-one combat. An imp did sneak up on Rushlin and tried to set his ass ablaze, but like a gift from the gods, rain poured down to extinguish his burnt ass. After the battle, we began hauling back one of the imps that remained, but putting Rushlin under such pressure would cause an issue for my colony that I could have never predicted. I think we should try to save them. They'd be great. They'd be a great addition to having raids. They have a lot of heal root too. Yeah, let's try to save them. Oh, we got 4 hours before they bleed out. 3 hours. Ooh, let's tend to them right now. They might get an infection or something, but we need them to not bleed out on us here. Yeah, let's one more. Okay, now we should be able to carry him. Thankfully, Rustlin only got... I don't think Rustlin suffered any major hits. He is about to have a mental break in a second, which is... yeah, he's in a lot of pain. But other than that, pretty good. Let's have the little kid grab our medicine here that we just got from these guys. It is going to be nice to have an extra hand around. Everything is doing great. Everyone is doing great. What? What just happened? Bro... he just stopped believing in my fucking ideology. Fuck, dude. Bro, now this is the primary religion? Are you fucking serious right now? Everyone's gonna have to be sent to the fucking gulags, dude. This guy is gonna be so mad. Yes, there's too much diversity, chat. We cannot... There's actually too much diversity. This is an issue. And now he's having a fucking mental break. Can you please capture this fucking impid? Oh my god. Why is this kid so fast? Are kids just faster? Bro, this motherfucker Speedy Gonzalez over here. Alright, in the meantime, let's have Mega heal all these guys. It's gonna be really nice to have an impid on our team, dude. Look, little one, can you start, grabbing all this fucking rice? That's what I need you to do. No, you are not, buddy. I don't know why you thought you were you thought you were gonna join my colony and be happy? Bitch, you're a slave. Get to work. What is happening? Why do bad things keep happening to me? We just got raided, bro, a couple minutes ago. Why am I getting raided again? Everyone's going through a mental break right now. What am I supposed to do about this? Okay, Ruslin's better, but Ruslin's gonna fucking die. Just hide? Hold on, just stay inside. I can't, I literally, they'll steal some stuff? Bro, they can take whatever at this point. Oh, don't take my gold, though. Is the gold ruining my wealth? Is that what's happening? Why? I don't even understand why my wealth is so high. Is it literally because they're giving me a bunch of gold? Bro, they can break all that shit. I genuinely don't care. Yeah, set as many fires as you want, bro. Go ahead. I don't want them to take my gold, though. Oh, wait. I can't let them break my fucking bed. Get your ass over here. I'll fuck your ass up. Come here. Don't touch my fucking bed, bitch. Sit your ass down. You're not touching. Oh, shit. That's not good, though. Okay, come on, leave. Let's get out of here. I just didn't want him to break my bed. Oh, Mega Chad is gonna go down, isn't he? Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good at all. He's about to get pretty fucked up in this fight. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Rustlin, come out. Help him. Rustlin, get him. Fuck him up. Fuck him up. Strip him. Strip him down to his drawers. Let me see his underwear. Bet you the Dorito color flavored. Alright, hell yeah. I did not expect that to go well at all, actually. Maybe we should have attacked them from the start. Oh my god, dude. All these good colonists, bro. Quick sleeper, tough. And all they have is sickly? Sickly's really bad, though. Sickly is like the worst possible trait you could have in the medieval era, because there's no glitter world medicine or anything. Yeah, let's just take his armor and gear and leave him dead. They really didn't do too much damage. I think they took out a drying rack. That was really it, wasn't it? Like, what else did they do? A lindworm wanders in? These majestic creatures with scales glow like molten embers. Oh my god, so much poetry. Oh my, what the fuck is that shit? Dude, it's a fucking dragon. It's a lizard dragon. Yeah, let's execute this guy. Oh shit, but are they gonna be mad about that though? How do they feel about executions? Oh, it boosts their mood? Yeah, let's execute this guy. Fuck yeah. Yeah, we got him. Oh my god, what's happening? He's gonna... Why are we always just... Everyone in this colony is always just fucking dying, dude. Damn. He got his ass beat! He was so fucking mad and he got his ass beat by this motherfucker with asthma. He thought he was about to beat the shit out of those colonists and he just got one tapped, bro. He got one tapped by a fucking prisoner. Holy shit, he got one tapped by a starving prisoner. That is hilarious. Now he's crawling to fucking bed. No, that is fucking gold. That is great. Oh shit, he's gonna die. I keep forgetting they need to eat. Our colonists need to eat or whatever. Man, this is just not... Why is everyone's just dying, bro? This guy's just beating the shit out of things and then throwing up. Oh, they're all hungry. Nickbo is supposed to be the one cooking, but he fucking just got one tapped. Oh, shit! I also forgot I set the kid to work 24/7. I was supposed to take that off. That's definitely why he had a mental break. Yeah, go to bed, dude. Go to bed. My bad. Let's begin a public execution. That'll also make people pretty happy. Yeah, let's execute this guy. That's the only reason we took him. Considered guilty, expires in 1 hour. Yeah, I think as long as they're guilty, you can execute them and it's chill. So it's got a 33%, fuck it, dude. -1 mood. It's only -1, and I need to get rid of this guy anyways. Let's execute him. Come on, this will make people happy, hopefully. It was awkward? Ah, that's fine, right? It's -1, it's -1. Despite our debuff, things were looking up for the colony still. Over time, we began slowly smoothing all the floors to create beauty for our colonists and our prisoners. We had an official storage room for all of our food and weapons. And soon, young Maguire began drawing on the smooth floors, showing prosperous signs of learning and recreation. Despite being a colony hell-bent on having slaves, nationalism, and public executions, something about having a happy youngster around really seemed to lighten up the mood around the kingdom. As time went on, we faced many dangerous foes that sought to put an end to our kingdom. Tired Drifter. Desperate refugee Venora is approaching. She's been banished and begs. Oh, okay, so she wants to stay in the House of Backshots. I mean, this is just an extra colonist, right? This happened before. Last time we decided to keep the person. That was Chinchilla. Yeah. I mean, they got great. Actually, they got really good stats, dude. Jogger, brawler. They're gay. Best stat in the game. I don't really think I'm gonna take them this time though. So, oh, they got fucking malaria. Did we all get malaria? Oh, shit. That is not good. Like I said, sicknesses are no fucking joke in the medieval ages, bro. 4 people got it. That's like half my fucking colony. That is all the adults in my colony. Because Zoin or whatever is an impid, she has a weak immunity. So it's gonna be really hard to kind of get her to heal properly. Who else had that shit? The new... Damn, is this the motherfucker who gave me malaria? Because why, when she comes to the village, everyone gets malaria? We were chill before. I'm pretty sure this bitch is the reason we all got malaria. She brought that shit with her. Mega's having a mental break. Is it because of your malaria? Oh, he's in a daze. All right, well, that's fine. He'll be okay. Oh, we're celebrating the wedding? Oh, dude, fucking, what's his name isn't even gonna make it to the wedding. Because he's fucking having a daze right now. All right, well, congratulations on your wedding. You know what? This is kind of a nice wedding here. Oh, wait. I was like, wait, they're having a nice wedding, like on the beach, but literally they're staring off in the distance to all the dead bodies. That's kind of, I guess it's kind of hard as shit if that's what you're into, you know, but personally not my thing. This is probably one of the nicest Rimworld weddings we've had so far. If we just don't pan out the camera, if we just leave the camera right here, this wedding's pretty fucking nice. This is beautiful. Ancient fighters? While talking to Baron, you learn of a location of an infamous company of mercenaries. These ancient shoulders are long forgotten era. So like, yeah, these are crypto sleep people. That actually adds some pretty cool in-game lore if you guys think about it. Because these are considered ancient fighters, right? Which means that they were from the past. That essentially means like in this Rimworld medieval mod lore, what happened was like we got so advanced and then we must have had like some type of technology fallout, right? And then after the technology fallout, we went back to the medieval ages. And now we're just kind of stuck here. It's giving me Kinshi vibes, you know? Where everyone was so strong and then they like all killed each other and sent each other back a couple errors, but they still like had some ancient technology. I like that a lot. That's pretty cool. Oh, she wants to join? I don't know, dude. I mean, she's just not really good at anything. She's good at cooking, I guess, so we could make her the permanent cook. In her ideology, yeah, she's a part. We have so many people at this point who are not a part of our ideology. Actually, yeah, we do want her because she has brawler. That's the main. She's gonna be really good defense. Yeah, so we'll accept her. She can join the team.
1 hour later.
Oh shit, what's wrong with her? Is she dead as shit too? Hold on. I think she might be dead as shit too, dude. She might come on top, but I don't know. It's a 50-50 for her. She might be okay. Oh no, she's fucked. She's fucked. She's dead as shit. Let's start making a grave. Let's make a grave. There we go. Make a nice little grave right there. Manhunter pack of what? Timberwolves? Oh shit, they're going after Owen? Owen, run! Oh fuck. I didn't even look at that. Go help him. Go help him, dude. Owen, run your ass. Come on. Run as fast as you can, buddy. Come on, run, buddy. Alright, here we go. There we go. Alright, Owen's bleeding like crazy. Let's have him tended to. Well, you know, just as soon as we got a colonist, we lost a colonist, but... Alright, well, I guess this is a good time to try to convert Owen to our religion. We're almost done converting Owen. Oh, I almost stripped Owen down. I wish I didn't have to... Why? Why can I never be happy? Why can I never be happy? Literally, happiness doesn't exist for me. I was just telling you guys about how fucking ecstatic I was about the fact that Owen's almost fucking converted, and then we get a prison. Like, this is an actual slap in the face. This is a genuine slap in the face for me. I can go beat these people up that I need on my team. What do you... He just goes to the door like that? Can prisoners do that? Bro, can prisoners do that? He just opened the door. I thought they had to, like, break through. Oh, now he's fucking beating Nico in his sleep. God damn. No fucking happiness. Zero happiness, bro. Now I gotta beat the shit out of these guys. And he's so close to dying. Please don't let him die. Damn, I beat his ass up, bro. I beat the shit out of him. Now my boy has fucking malaria and he's bleeding out. What a slap in the face, dude. What an absolute slap in the face. Fuck you, Rimworld. God, Rimworld. Okay, at least it's one guy right now. It looks like my wealth went down a little bit because they were sending like 4 or 5 person raids every time. Yep. They're beating the shit out of him. Damn. Yeah, we... I guess that's what happens when you have somebody with fucking 13 melee and 11 melee. Yeah, they're great. Tell me why we've been raided like every 5 minutes. I keep getting raided by this House Hess. My goal is gonna be able to fucking destroy those motherfuckers. They raid me so often. All right, so some Neanderthals are raiding us. Kind of be cool to have some Neanderthals on our team, dude. All right, here we go. Fuck his ass up. Come on. Oh, damn, he fucked up Nico. Okay. Ooh, killed the fuck out of him though. All right, come on. Where's the other dude at? Where'd he go? Why did... Okay, bro, I don't know. So many of these colonists who raid me, they have like a sexual attraction to these fucking hornets, bro. They all, like, he just killed himself. Why did he do this? He just went over here and started... Oh my, wait, he's kind of a badass. How many hornets is he gonna kill before he dies? Dude, he's... Oh my god, wait a minute. This motherfucker's crazy. Is he gonna kill all the... He might be able to kill all these fucking hornets. Let's fucking go, dude. I'm gonna steal the hornet jelly. Hell yeah. I'm still not gonna attack that, but... Because those hornets are nothing to play with, but that was good. Oh shit, I kind of forgot. I forgot about Nico. He's fucking dragging his bloodied body back to the bed. I completely forgot about him. God. Oh, and his leg's destroyed. Oh, he's just been bleeding out. Look at him, bro. That's so bad. Oh, shit. Oh, my bad, Nico. I'm so sorry, dude. Come on. I completely forgot about this dude. Dude, he just dragged his fucking leg all the way over there. As Nikbo rested and we continued to tend to our colonist, it seemed like the worst of our troubles were over for a small amount of time. But Rimworld is full of magical surprises. So imagine my surprise when I received one of the strangest quests I've seen in Rimworld history. Oh wow. Breaking Chinchilla out? I love this game, bro. I love this game. Now I'm getting a quest about breaking her out. She's calling me because she is a prisoner of House Hess. This is so fucking stupid. So yeah, she just broke out of prison to go from one prison to the next. So yeah, now she's calling me because she's at the fucking House Hess, which is hilarious. I'm gonna rescue her just because I think this quest is fucking hilarious, bro. This quest is actually just hilarious. So I made it my mission to save her from her new captors, and I did what any merciful king would do. I loaded up my trusty steed and went out to save the fair maiden that I had once Chris breezied, Chinchilla. Within a few days, I arrived at her location. It wasn't well guarded, but the enemy was heavily armored. I broke open Chinchilla's doors to let her know her savior has arrived. But as I did, the guards started charging at me. I was enraged with the power of 10,000 men as I battled him to the death over the fair maiden Chinchilla. He was strong, but in the end, I remained victorious. So when he collapsed, I put out his flames and looted him for his gear and his materials. Chinchilla geared herself up with his belongings, and I sent Chad and Chinchilla on their way home. As we slowly galloped on our trusty donkey back home, Chinchilla was greeted with a warm welcome. When I arrived at the village, I was surprised to find out that Dachi was a full-fledged member of our society now. He even took on the role of the diddler while I was out, giving our colonists the opportunity to finally have a moral guide. As Chinchilla finally arrived back to our kingdom, it was time to make an example of her. I couldn't just let this thieving prisoner go around making me look like a weak king. I mean, she literally stole my armor, my weapons, caused extreme amounts of damage to my castle, and humiliated me as a king. So, I did what any merciful king would do. I threw her ass in the gulags and put a bunch of dead bodies in her room so she'd never think about betraying me again. That'll teach her not to go hopping from one kingdom to the next, you little kingdom hoe. Now that Chinchilla's betrayal was being dealt with, it was finally time to grow the kingdom to its true potential. And like any great powerful nation, you need one thing if you're going to be an ultimate force to be reckoned with. slavery. So we enslaved a passerby traveler named Gray. She was a hulking baselander who really wasn't good with anything except planting things, but we put her to work 24/7 and soon she became a necessary field hand for Owen. Speaking of growth, we started undertaking some major castle renovations. With our colony finally doing well for once, it was time to become more advanced. Slowly, we began researching new agriculture to provide more permanent food, and expanding out our barracks to account for all the new colonists we have. We even started crafting a limestone furnace where we could convert iron and gold ore into iron and gold bars for crafting. As our base grew, so did our colonists. And soon, Maguire reached the age of 13. Here, he gained one of the best skills in the game, a burning passion in shooting with the trigger-happy trait. Now, the reason this is insane is because if I make them a shooting specialist, I could remove the shooting penalty from trigger-happy and give them an overhaul 100% reduced aiming time. This would make 13-year-old Maguire into the ultimate night-slaying beast known to man. As Chinchilla was undergoing her extreme punishment for betraying us, it seemed like she had launched one final assault against our base. Because as she was in a hideous environment, eating raw rations and in mind-shattering pain, she did exactly the same thing that she did to House Hess to me. She contacted House Hess to rescue her, and this time they bought the biggest raid I've seen yet, and we didn't have arcane mages to count on. As they marched down the beaches to the House of Backshots and headed towards the base, we prepared for what very well could be our last stand. Immediately I had my archers take their positions. If we had one advantage in this battle, it would be shooting the men down as they crossed the river. With as many arrows as we could, we launched our crossbows shot after shot, weakening as many soldiers as we could, but there simply was too many of them. Not before long, they had fully crossed to the other side of the river and had began stabbing through our weak ratty armor with their sharpened blades. A pikeman got in a good hit, and soon one of our strongest soldiers, Rushlin, went down and was bleeding on the ground. Then followed Dachi. Only Pegleg Nikbo, Sir Megachad, and the archer stood. With the rage of Sir Megachad on our side, we mustered enough strength to shoot down one more, and the enemies began fleeing off in the distance. We tried to chase them down, but I had no time for vengeance as Dachi and Rushlin lay bleeding out on the ground, and Sir Megachad and Nikbo were suffering from extreme wounds. As my colony lay there bleeding out, I had Sir Megachad tend to them, but as he healed them, he was gushing blood from his own wounds. And as everything went on behind closed doors, the evil Chinchilla sat there laughing, giggling, hacking up her lungs due to the lung rot of decaying corpses. But I was not going to take this sitting down. I was going to ride the dick of vengeance till absolute completion. House Hess was going to pay for what they did. But before I could enact my plan for revenge, I needed to deal with the damage that the treacherous Chinchilla had caused. After some time, we were able to stabilize our fallen soldiers. Although we were wounded, all was not lost. As a result of this raid, the fallen troops had left behind tons of valuable armor and weapons that we could use to protect ourselves against future raids. In the meantime, we tried torturing the information out of Chinchilla on where House Hess was. But Chinchilla was a lady in the streets but a freak in the sheets. Even after extracting her own blood, she was absolutely relishing in the fact that she was in intense pain due to her ideology. Because of this, it was extremely difficult to get information out of her, so I opted for a new way of extracting information. Let me ask you a question. Have you heard of Stockholm Syndrome? By imprisoning Chinchilla, then inviting her to our society, it's possible that we won't even have to pry this information out of her. Once she feels like an accepted member of our society, she will naturally just tell us where House Hess is in order to get revenge for her community. Then when she least expects it, we'll commit the biggest plot twist known to man since 9/11. Chinchilla might be a cold-hearted freak, but no cold-hearted freak can withstand the overwhelming love that comes from acceptance and friendship. So I began constructing a room where we would commence the ultimate conversion ritual on Chinchilla. A room that would display the absolute dominance of Sir Megachad's supremacy and be a reminder to all those going forward that Sir Leonardo Megachad is the most powerful King of Kings. But as I was creating said masterpiece, a paraplegic man fell out of the sky into my backyard. Now, normally when this happens, I usually just hit the stanky leg on him and then execute him. However, this comatose man was very special. By holding him in my 5-star prison hotel for 29 days, I would gain an amazing colonist named Ali, who was great with animals, crafting, and medical skills. On top of that, she was a quick sleeper and a fast learner. In a modern day society, we would call her corporate's wet dream. But in Sir Megachad's society, she would be a huge help in stitching up people after horrible battles like the last one. So we placed Erica in the Hell Hotel with Chinchilla. Since our initiative is now to gain Chinchilla's trust, we cleaned up the cell for Erica and ended up releasing Chinchilla from her torturing back into society. However, I kinda forgot that we hadn't fed Chinchilla in over a week, and as she stumbled out of her prison cell with bruises, cracks, scars, and even lung rot, she collapsed right before she could reach a batch of berries from hunger. So we had to rescue Chinchilla and put her in our hospital. But after spending all that time gathering iron and smelting them into iron ignits, what do you call that shit? Iron ignite? How do you say that?
Iron, and iron. Hold on,
We finally had enough to create a hospital. So I began constructing a clean hospital where we could properly feed Chinchilla and care for our future wounded or sick. After doing so, we finished cleaning up and beautifying the mighty room displaying Sir Megachad's dominance. We then added some art and a pew for our colonists to gather around whatever event takes place at the ritual site. Once the room was complete, it was time to commence the ritual. Step 2 of our plan. Convert Chinchilla from that freaky ass scarification ideology to the one true ideology, Diddyism. But this wasn't enough. I not only needed to convert Chinchilla and make her feel accepted, but I needed to gain her trust. So I held a ceremony and decided to give her the role of the Diddler. With this role, she would be responsible for converting people to our ideology. And with it, she'd gain the abilities of Preach Health, Convert, Reassure, and Counsel. By making Chinchilla responsible for spreading our ideology, she would be forced to become one with it. And with such an important role, I have no doubt she'll be spilling the beans on her treachery soon enough. But just as things were doing great, it looks like Erica's coma made our king jealous, because our divine dictator thought it was a great idea to also enter a coma state for the foreseeable future. Now, I'm not really sure why this happened. Maybe he couldn't take the stress of knowing that the same woman that he once imprisoned and Chris breezied is now in a position of power almost equivalent to him. Maybe he truly wanted to be a better man for Chinchilla and win her heart, so he went into a coma state as some sort of training to become a more powerful and better man. Or maybe my colony was starving to death and he fainted from malnutrition. We really will never know. But just in case it was the latter, I started having my slave, Gray, and her master, Owen, work together to grow significant amounts of rice for my colony. As we temporarily lost Sir Megachad, we gained another colonist in his mental absence. The shuttle came to retrieve Erica, the prisoner we held for 29 days, and in her place, we received the mighty Ali Lingard. To show her a warm welcome to our colony, I immediately imprisoned her and began converting her to our religion. And it's a good thing we did, because she quite literally was a tree-hugging, vampire-worshipping cannibal. Now, I only got one slot for freaks in my colony, and that's Chinchilla. So we can't have any more blood-sucking meat-eaters around here. Thankfully, the conversion process was going to be much smoother with Chinchilla as our divine priest with her convert skill. However, Nikbo did not take a liking to Lingard, and he began following in his king's footsteps by Chris breezing the shit out of Lingard. Without hesitation, we immediately arrested him and put him in the prison with Lingard. But this imprisonment was no coincidence. When we least expected it, Nikbo betrayed us and convinced Lingard to join him in said betrayal. The two of them commenced a prison break. Nikbo grabbed his weapons and sprinted out of the door, heading straight out of the kingdom. However, Owen and Rushlin were right on his tail. Just as he was about to escape, I issued Rushlin to capture him. But Rushlin had a grudge against Nikbo for stealing the last bit of pemmican on their last adventure. And with a few swift hits, he stabbed Nikbo straight through his kidney and his torso, leading to his demise. I panicked a bit as I couldn't find the escaped Ollie, but she was just chilling in the grass during the prison break. I'm not really sure what she was trying to achieve here. Maybe she just wanted some fresh air, but anyways, I had Dachi subdue her and arrest her once more. After Nikbo's death, things settled down for a bit. Mega arose out of his comatose state and demanded order be restored within the castle. Lingard began having her wounds tended to, and starvation slowly came to a halt in our kingdom as our king prepared delicious meals for the soul. As things got better and better, we eventually converted Lingard to our religion. As we mined more and more ore, it was time to use the materials to create better gear and weapons for our colonists. So I manufactured a workshop using that smelted iron ore. When not fulfilling her duties as our priest, Chinchilla worked tirelessly to advance the research of our kingdom. And soon enough, we built a laboratory with more advanced research benches to kick the kingdom out of the Dark Ages. Our kingdom was truly flourishing. Moods were stabilizing, roles were fulfilled, slavery was prospering, and we were becoming more advanced by the second. But as our colony became more stable at home, we sought to uncover the magical mysteries of medieval Rimworld. And what better mystery to uncover than in your own home? An ancient danger awaited nearby, and I felt we were finally geared enough to take it on. I gathered my silly mass troops and readied them by the door. Due to it being medieval times, I wasn't sure what horrors would await us beyond these walls, man or beast. We had to be prepared to sacrifice our lives for the sake of knowledge and ancient treasures. King Megachad went in to deconstruct the first wall. As he did, a mad axeman sliced him in the back. He ran as the crossbowmen provided him cover and soon slayed the foe. Thankfully, the men in the ancient danger were no friends to the pre-existing hive, and slowly, they began killing each other while we shot them down. However, their archers were extremely skilled and soon shot down Squire Maguire, our most talented archer. So we moved out of their line of sight and relied on our melee troops. As they rushed in through the door, we slayed them down. The ancient danger was now ours, and in it we gained many valuable resources like gold, plasteel, and an orb of serenity that soothed the region with an aura of peace. But one of the most powerful items we received was the magic missile scroll. This was an extremely powerful and an extremely dangerous magical spell that could cause a devastating amount of damage. So with great care, we hauled it back to our base and saved it for when the time was right. As we began hauling back the loot, I realized another freaky thing about Chinchilla. She was a cannibal. I found that out because soon enough she became a living Roomba as she slowly devoured the corpses around her, filling up her belly. Now, as I said before, we only need one freak in this colony, and Chinchilla is more than enough of one. After this great battle, only Maguire ended up receiving pretty devastating injuries. His left leg was cut off, and his right lung and kidney were destroyed. Lingard quickly tended to him as he slowly bled out on the floor. It was a close call, but we were thankfully able to stabilize him after some time. However, Maguire was our absolute best shooter, and we needed to restore some of his lost organs in order for him to perform at his best. Thankfully, we had captured another prisoner from the ancient danger. His name was Artis. Now don't be fooled. Despite Artis's screaming and thrashing around, he was more than kind enough to lend us a spare lung and kidney for Maguire. After doing so, he was blessed with a glorious death in front of the ritual site for Didyism. Our kingdom rejoiced from the festivities. However, despite Artis's sacrifice, Lingard, our best healer, failed during Maguire's lung transplant. So we had Lord Megachad, holy be his name, perform the kidney transplant instead. This went significantly better and was a successful operation. There was only one last operation Maguire needed. He lost his right leg in battle, so he needed a prosthetic one instead. However, there was a, let's say, complication with the operation. I'm so stupid. I fucking gave him the wrong peg leg. He needed a left leg and my dumbass gave him a right peg leg. Oh my fucking god, I am actually so stupid. Well, peg leg Maguire over here. Yeah, I just gave him the wrong fucking leg. Well, now he has two peg legs. Now they're matching at least, you know? Yeah, I was thinking ahead, bro. Now he won't have blood loss. After turning our agile shooter Maguire into a stationary peg leg turret, some traders stumbled into our village. They were from House Oswin. I didn't have much silver at the time, but Rushlin was a fantastic miner, and I knew that there was a silver formation right below my base. However, as I cracked the surface of the formation, the ground erupted as a silver golem arose in its place. I sent Mega in to help Rushlin, but not even the king of our lands could take on a gigantic golem by himself. So instead, we ran to the House Oswin traders for help. Their numbers quickly overwhelmed it, and within seconds, I was left with not only the remains of a silver golem, but also some food that came as a result of sicking the golem on the traders. We used the silver to buy some resources from the traders, and soon Pegleg Maguire finally recovered from his surgeries and injuries. Now, if you guys remember from earlier, Maguire is a trigger-happy pawn with a burning passion in shooting. So it was time for him to become Sir Megachad's most loyal archer. We blessed him with the role of a shooting specialist. This gave him a skill that, when combined with Trigger Happy, allowed him to shoot 100% faster. No longer would we have to worry about losing soldiers in hand-to-hand combat, when Pegleg Maguire could blast them down before they even got close to us. Not too long after Maguire's peglegification, we received a request from 5 refugees who would like to temporarily join our kingdom. I felt like this would be a pretty good opportunity to have our main troops expand our kingdom, while the refugees essentially acted as my indentured servants. So I accepted them for 15 days to stay with me. Immediately, I put them to work in the fields. We were slowly running out of wood resources in the grassland, so I began planting poplar trees. However, there is one thing I didn't consider before accepting these people. 5 more people means 5 more hungry bellies to feed, and my colony had already been struggling to produce enough food for the 8 of us. So I began hunting as many muffalos as I could across the lands to immediately feed my kingdom. I also had the refugees help tend to the fields as we grew more sustainable food like corn. Eventually, with the help of literally everyone in the colony working overtime, we were able to fix our food issue long enough to have everyone fed. But just as we did, we received a surprise attack from the treacherous House Hess, our mortal enemies. But things were different this time. We had more armor, Chinchilla was now on our side, and most importantly, we had expendable soldiers. After buffing up the soldiers with the combined effort of both the King's combat buff and Maguire's shooting buff, along with his amazing trigger happy skill, we were able to shoot them down before the rest of the soldiers even made it into battle. They dropped tons of awesome loot, and more importantly, food for our starving colony. Only the refugee Yolanda was injured in this battle, and I had Igor tend to her in our beautiful clean hospital. The way we absolutely devastated our enemies was living proof that our colony was now a force to be reckoned with. Our troops were powerful, and now that we have the proper guardians, it was time to create a kingdom worth defending. So the first thing I did is began expanding our castle. Food was a major issue that plagued our colony throughout our entire journey. So I created a giant pot where my colonists would haul enough food to create an amalgamation of meat. There we would boil it all down and turn it into one of the most delicious delicacies in Sir Megachad's empire. It's called slop. This stuff may not look that great, but sometimes mixing literally every food item in your home can lead to an awesome midnight snack. Next, it was time to create a true recreation room, a place where our colonists could end the stress of gouging each other's eyeballs out by throwing a bunch of dice in a cup. I then began smoothing the floors to make the area look beautiful. And at first, this was all. This was my kingdom. I was happy with what I had created. People were fed, we all had games and activities to do in our spare time, but this wasn't enough for Sir Megachad. The next morning, Sir Megachad went in a berserk state against his subjects because he simply was not happy with his surroundings. He had worked so hard to become king of the lands, but he was still living as a mere peasant in an overgrown shack. So I began an operation to turn my mere peasant shack into a castle fit for a king. The first thing I did is began expanding our storage rooms. We were getting way too much loot from these fallen soldiers, but we couldn't even store most of it. It was time for this to change. As a result, I had moved all of the items from our previously located storage room to the new one I had created. Once this was done, I was able to expand the barracks of the colonists staying in that tight, ugly room to something that was more beautiful and fitting for the subjects of Sir Megachad. As we smelted the armor and weapons of our enemies, we were able to recycle the parts and turn them into our own gear. Rushlin also began crafting powerful weapons for our soldiers to wield. As we began expanding our base, other colonists took notice of our increase in wealth. We started getting several more raids, but in every case, we looted our enemies and came out victorious. As a result of these raids, we were able to capture 2 prisoners, Hyena and Gala. Hyena was planned to be nothing more than a slave who mined, but Gala had a promising future of being a potential colonist. We began converting both of the prisoners, and once they were a part of our kingdom, it was time to test our might against one of the most powerful creatures in all of medieval times. The legendary Troll. These creatures heal faster than you can even damage them and do devastating amounts of damage. But after all the powerful armor and weapons we had crafted, I figured it was time to truly test our might. I had both Sir Megachad and Maguire activate their abilities, and from a distance we began attacking the Troll with all of our ranged attacks. Sir Megachad had the one counter to the Troll's regeneration: fire. But clearly, God hates us, because it began raining as the Troll got within melee distance. Despite God's punishment, we were able to gang up on the Troll while having our archers shoot it down, and we slayed the beast together. We have now conquered one of the most powerful beasts in all of the lands. We took it home that night and celebrated by putting its big red meat within our mouths. As research continued, it was time to expand and beautify the area our colonists spent so much time learning in. We also created a room for our bees to create honey in and a place to mend our damaged armor. But our most prized possession was the creation of the smelter. This allowed us to smelt down iron without having one person do it by hand at the furnace each time. With steel now being researched, we had the ability to mass produce some of the most powerful weapons in all of the lands. At this point, my strength felt unmatched, so I decided to take on a quest to house a man named Griffin. He had about 13 imps chasing him down and wanted to be guarded at my kingdom. My fortress and troops felt impenetrable, so of course I accepted, especially since the reward was a scroll which contained the knowledge for researching gunpowder, an easy way to advance past the military of other medieval kingdoms. However, accepting this raid revealed a major flaw within my kingdom. Our entire base was one big stake just ready to be burned. Although it was pretty easy to destroy most of the imps, one of the imps set fire to my storage room, and this almost burned down my entire base. Now, I couldn't risk some big bad wolf blowing my house down simply because my base was made of wood, so it was time to truly make our kingdom the impenetrable fortress I wanted it to be. Mud trenches so deep that no knight would dare cross. Castle walls that even the mightiest of trebuchets would struggle to crush. And a beautiful throne room fit for only a king. We have now created Sir Megachad's wet dream, an impenetrable fortress with several vantage points ready to tackle any enemy that comes our way. And now, it's time to test out our new fortress. I readied the archers and sent them to the castle wall slots within the windows for shooting. Sir Megachad commanded the front lines. The enemies rushed in by the dozens. But as soon as they did, we began rapid firing the arrows. Our troops rushed from behind the cover to slay the archers closing in. They tried to set us ablaze, but their flame is no match for the armor of my knights. Within seconds, I whip out my sword and slay them, and the enemies begin retreating. The battle is won and the day is ours. The imps may not have won the melee battle, but strategically, they set the entire grasslands ablaze. Our entire food supply, along with half the grasslands, has now been burnt to a crisp. Now that the battle is over, there are some things you missed out on in order for me to narrate that awesome battle. The first thing is we captured 2 prisoners from a raid that House Hess sent after us. I thought capturing them would be a pretty good idea since the other slave, Hyena, died in battle. Their names were Rami and Sass. Don't mind Paul here, she's about to be executed. After gathering these slaves, they were a pretty essential part of the reconstruction of our castle and the addition of trench warfare. The construction took a total of 2 weeks to do, but after some time, both the castle walls and the trench warfare area was complete. We tested our new advancements by using our archer point on a lindworm passing by. These are essentially dragons that cannot breathe fire. Yes, I also wish they added real dragons as well. After killing the lindworm, we harvested it for its scales and blood, items very useful for making magic potions. After some time, we received a quest for nobles to stay at our kingdom from the Shattered Empire. They were being chased by the imps that you saw earlier, and in return for housing them and killing the imps, we'd gain a total of 9 honor. In order to gain Chinchilla's trust, I had her receive the honor, and soon enough, she gained psychic powers and the ability to call upon the Shattered Empire. Once complete, Chinchilla could now call upon light soldiers and also transport shuttles from the Empire. Oh, and Owen tamed a woolly mammoth and it was pretty fucking awesome. His name was Richard. After Rami died of an infection, I decided to allow Sass to join my empire so he wouldn't be a slave anymore. But I really didn't like this guy, so I just let him sleep on the floor and still treated him like a slave. The Shattered Empire had officially trusted us, and they wanted us to guard against 2 raids while they kept knights wearing plasteel armor and weapons at our base for 30 days. But these troops were more than capable on their own. If anything, I wasn't guarding them. They were guarding me. After we destroyed both the raids they sent after us, I thought it would be a good idea if they protected my kingdom while I was gone. Chinchilla was now a knight of the Shattered Empire, and on top of that, she truly felt a part of our society, and if anything, she felt like she was worth more than us and held higher standards due to her new knight status. She said she'd reveal the location of House Hess to us as long as we bring her back a royal bed from an ancient rune controlled by House Hess. In it were a ton of valuable resources, and it was said that a mysterious beast dwelled there that was the main source of House Hess's power. So it was time to embark on that mission. We readied the troops and left it in the hands of Chinchilla, our slave Gray, Lingard, and the Shattered Empire Knights who'd be guarding our base for another 2 weeks. The journey was long, but after some time, we finally made it to the ruin. Because I hated Sass, I figured it would be smart to use him as bait for opening the majority of the ruined doors. If he died, it wouldn't hurt me as much as if one of my more valuable troops were to be slain instead. As we opened the door of the ruins, troops rushed out and we shot them down with our crossbowmen. We then cleared some debris and then opened up a room which was absolutely beautiful. It had ancient obelisk in it and a statue of a gigantic dice. And then there was some homeless man lying on the floor that we ended up killing pretty quickly. After taking care of the room, we let some of our troops rest for a second and began opening up some of the loot. It was plentiful with food, bread, and valuables for everyone. But Sass sucked, so we just made him eat some rat that popped up out of a storage bin. After pushing forward, we made it to the royal section of the room. They had beautiful golden tables next to one of the most legendary items in all of Medieval Rimworld, the Royal Zaza. As we cleared through more of the rooms, we opened up a large ancient chest that contained an extremely powerful relic, a 2-handed gold mace named Judgment. It did a whopping 16 damage. This is about double the damage of most of the weapons we'd been using by now. We could tell we were getting pretty close to the king's room for that royal bed Chinchilla wanted, because everywhere you turned, it was covered in gold. So we opened up the last door, and there lied the royal room with the granite royal bed Chinchilla had requested. But even better than that, in the king's room lied one of the best armor items I've ever seen in my life. A set of royal named full plate armor that granted over 100% resistances. After equipping it, our king had so much armor that he was basically impenetrable. Although we got the bed, our work wasn't done yet. There was way more untold riches in this dungeon, and we were gonna capture it all. Sir Megachad rested that night, and our troops feasted on food and bread. And as we awoke the next morning, we fought with the promise of wondrous booty just waiting to be opened up. We cleared through the rest of the dungeon, slaying foes with just Sir Megachad and his loyal archer, Maguire. He was so powerful that no one could even scratch him. Even the mightiest of foes couldn't even deliver a mere flesh wound to him. We fought more and more through the dungeon, and we were clearly getting to the most valuable part of the castle. The rooms turned from having food and weapons to beautiful ruby skulls and ancient reliquaries holding the most holy of scriptures worth absolute fortunes. As we triumphed on, there was one more room to open, and as Maguire and Mega slowly opened up the door, their lives flashed before their eyes. Upon a mound of skulls, there it lied. A purple-covered lindworm owned by House Hess. Reinforcements were too far away on the other side of the castle. It was the lindworm versus Sir Megachad and Pegleg Maguire. There's no way I can slay this thing. Oh, wait, it's running? No, get away from Maguire! Get away from Maguire! No, don't hit Maguire! Don't hit Pegleg Maguire! Run! Hit, dude, this is crazy. He just hit me with lindworm acid, and this shit completely corrodes your armor. The durability of my armor is just going down extremely. Is Megachad the Serpent Slayer? Holy shit. Megachad's the Serpent Slayer. Let's fucking go, dude. We have now laid rest to the mighty lindworm. The strongest defender of House Hess has now been defeated. Once the dungeon was cleared, we had Chinchilla call in an Imperial shuttle to transport the troops using her high rank with the Shattered Empire. We then began hauling all the valuable loot in the dungeon back to the shuttle. Once everything was cleared out, we loaded up the shuttle and began our trip back home. We landed the shuttle right in our storage room through the roof and outplopped millions of dollars worth of loot that we obtained from the dungeon. Silver chalices, golden chalices, royal beds, royal tables and chairs, and even knight statues. Everything you could possibly think of that should rightfully be in a wealthy, rich kingdom is now ours. Because of all of our new loot, I had my colonists do a little bit of redecorating. The throne room was now a royal throne room. I redecorated each and every room to be of beautiful quality, and the knight statues stood as a reminder of our dominance on every corner. We are now a true kingdom, one of might, one of power, and one of wealth. I even created a room just for Chinchilla's greedy ass. Her favorite color was olive, so I covered the room in olive carpets and built her royal bed along with an obelisk and an ancient codex. This room was fit for a king, and this made our king jealous, but he knew it would all be over soon. Once the room was complete, Chinchilla finally told us the location of House Hess. It wasn't too far from the ancient ruin we had raided. She mentioned the place we were looking to raid contained dozens or maybe even a total of 100 troops, so I needed to be especially prepared for this raid. Our colonist Lingard had worked day and night crafting the shotgun muskets which we researched from gunpowder. With the buffs she had received from work drive and the anvil bonuses, she was producing these items 225 times the normal speed. I had her craft sets of armor used by the Magical Academy that were extremely powerful. It was called Guardian armor. It provided over 80% sharp resistance for each and every colonist, along with blunt as well. We were now ready for total war. After all my troops were properly geared, I had Chinchilla call one last shuttle. With us we took our magic spells, frenzy orbs, and even the demon's blood, which allowed you to recover lost limbs and become extremely buffed, at the cost of signing a deal with the devil. Once the shuttle landed, it was time to commence the attack. Now that the king of House Hess is defeated and King Megachad has no more enemies, he is the one and only supreme ruler of these lands. Our lord has come so far, from being a crisp-breezing peasant to a slayer of mythical beasts and even the most powerful of lords. Our king's reign is everlasting. All hail Sir Leonardo Megachad, the king of all kings. I just want to say that I can't express how much fun I had making this playthrough. I spent a lot of time editing and recording this, so if you could drop a like, it would mean a lot. But with that being said, let me know if you guys would like to see any future modded Rimworld playthroughs. This is by far the most fun one I've done, but also I think the only one I've done. If you guys like this video, check out my channel where I have a ton more Rimworld vids and other games you'd probably like just like this one. With that being said, I love you guys and I'll see you in the next one.